Would you favor Canelo or Crawford?
What do you think about that fight?
Canelo Crawford. Good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength.
Terence, just while I've got you, obviously you're in camp now, you're only a matter of months away, or what, 8 weeks away or so. How are you feeling ahead of a Canelo?
Great. I feel great.
What's it like for you sharing with somebody like Canelo, who he also carries an aura? There's very few fighters in the sport who have an aura, this sense of invincibility. How much have you enjoyed and thrived off that energy with Canelo?
I'm definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. You know, it's going to be a hell of a night come September 13th.
Dmitry Bivol acknowledges Terence Crawford's exceptional talent, although he focuses on Canelo Alvarez's mental toughness as the decisive element. Bivol, who outboxed Canelo in 2022, emphasizes in his Ring magazine interview that Crawford's success depends on more than simply adjusting to Canelo's strength. Bivol says when you're not mentally prepared, fear weakens your body, explaining how even top fighters can become melted under the spotlight due to unfamiliar pressure. Crawford would be moving up a weight class or two, but Bivol thinks his mindset could make the difference. If he isn't intimidated by Canelo's demeanor and physique, he will take the blows and fight. It's a subtle analysis. While Bivol doesn't discount Crawford's chances, he emphasizes that whether or not the smaller man's talent is translated to the ring will depend on his confidence.
But Crawford is, I mean, he's one of the best fighters in the world, isn't he? I mean, obviously you rate him very highly.
Yeah, you know, with it's not about only getting used to the power, and it's also about be mentally ready. Because when people are not prepared them mentally, they like afraid or scared. You become weak. Your body become weak. You know, when something happened and it's something new and you wasn't ready for this. We all know these feelings, like the body become melting, like just soft, you know. And mentality is very important also for this fight. Even his one weight class or two weight class lower, if he's mentally ready, he will be ready to get these punches and be okay with this. He could be good.
Terence Crawford has sent a scary warning to Canelo Alvarez before their highly anticipated fight, which has the boxing world on edge. The undefeated pound-for-pound king made it clear in a recent interview that he isn't just there to compete, he's there to win. Crawford's calm but threatening demeanor suggests that he is already locked in, putting any doubts about his form to rest and subtly reminding fans that Canelo has weaknesses as well. His message was clear. September 13th won't be a game of chess, it will be a fight.
How much have you enjoyed and thrived off that energy with Canelo?
I'm definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. You know, it's going to be a hell of a night come September 13th.
There is no doubt about Crawford's confidence, and his words have the weight of a man who has beaten every opponent in his way. When asked about Canelo's recent problems with William Skull, Crawford shrugged off the criticism, saying that both fighters need to prove themselves.
A lot of people criticised his performance against William Skull. Did you take more confidence from that fight?
A lot of people criticized my last performance, so, you know what I mean? We both need to step it up, I guess.
But his last comment, "That's why you gotta watch the fight, so you can see," was a loaded one that hinted at a performance that could shock the world.
That's one from me, Terence. Obviously, we've seen Turkey Al Sheikh mention no Tom and Jerry fights. You've said yourself you're going to put it on him, you're going to come for him. Do we see an explosive Terence Crawford that people won't have been expecting to see?
That's why you got to watch the fight so you can see.
I'll get a message to Canelo.
See you soon.
Crawford seems ready to unleash something that Canelo hasn't faced before, whether it's speed, power, or just plain ring IQ. The countdown has begun, and if Crawford's words are any indication, it will be a historic night for boxing fans. Terence Crawford talks about his possible fight with Canelo Alvarez in an interview with Kamaru Usman. He does so with a mix of confidence and respect. He admits that Canelo is very strong, pointing out knockouts of fighters like James Kirkland and Amir Khan, but he quickly adds that none of those opponents had his level of skill, speed, or ring IQ. Crawford, a master tactician, thinks that his technical skills, reach advantage, and ability to counterpunch will make the fight different. Crawford is confident in himself and remembers how he has beaten bigger, stronger opponents throughout his life. He says that doubters only make him more determined. He says that both would hit him in a tough fight, but he still believes that his skill and ability to adapt would help him win. This isn't just bravado, it's the quiet belief of a fighter who has spent years making the impossible happen.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy
he
Joe.
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
It's a tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Canelo Alvarez isn't worried about fighting Terence Crawford. He doesn't think the smaller man can outbox him from the outside. Canelo tells Ring Magazine that Crawford has good technical skills and a winning attitude, but he says that just moving around and jabbing won't be enough to beat him. Canelo warns Crawford, if he wants to win, he needs to do something in the fight, not just move around. This makes it clear that Canelo wants Crawford to take risks and get involved. The Mexican superstar sounds almost eager for the challenge. He says, I hope he brings everything, which shows that he is sure that even Crawford's best won't be enough to beat his power and control inside. It's a sneaky jab. Canelo knows how smart Crawford is, but he thinks his own strength and pressure will break it down.
And Terence Crawford, we think that he's going to fight on the outside, right? Try to keep you at the end of his jab, doesn't want to stand on the inside with you. But he has a winning mentality, like you said.
Yeah.
You think he's
if
coming?
If he wants to win, he needs to do something in the fight, not just moving around and all that kind of stuff. He needs to do something, and I hope he brings everything. Yeah.
When Amir Khan got the chance to fight Canelo Alvarez, he didn't think twice about it. Khan told Stomping Ground in an honest interview that the $11 million purse, which was 3 to 4 times more than any other payday he had ever gotten, made the risk worth it. I didn't even try to negotiate when that deal came, he said with a laugh. The math was easy. One night with Canelo was worth as much as 5 tough fights with contenders like Danny Garcia, Zab Judah, or Lamont Peterson. Khan admitted that the harsh truth was that getting knocked out by Alvarez's famous power might have been a quicker way out than the damage he would have done over a longer, less paid career. He shrugged and said, you take one shot and it's over. For Khan, the gamble wasn't just about money, it was about efficiency. Why endure years of wars when a single fight could set you up? The reward was worth the risk, even if the risk was a KO that made the highlight reel.
With Canelo, is it so substantially bigger than all the other fights?
It was like times 4.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Times 3, 4, yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
It's crazy money.
He's such a draw,
so
isn't
when
it?
when that deal was put to me, and I was like, it was about like 11 M.
Oh,
wow.
11 plus pay-per-view.
I didn't even want to talk to them.
11, 12, call it. 12,
we appreciate that for the second.
Absolutely, yeah.
11, 12 million, yeah. So when you look at that, you think, if I had to look at it this way, if I had to fight, I have to fight Danny Garcia, Kotelnik, Zab Judah, Peterson, and maybe like a Greco, 5 fights.
All to make that much dough.
No, and that's not it's not the fight that's hard. It's the training camps.
Yeah.
So when you get an opportunity like that, you're gonna take it because you know that it's only one fight. Whereas instead of you taking 5 fights, now Canelo knocked me out, fine, knocked me out with one shot. You know what I mean? But you probably take more damage than all them.
Daniel Cormier believes Canelo versus Crawford is still a mega fight, but admits timing could have made it even bigger. On his podcast, the UFC legend acknowledged both stars are slightly past their physical primes, Crawford at 36, Canelo at 34, yet insists they're still the 2 best boxers alive. Imagine this fight 3 to 4 years ago.
Many people thought we were 3 to 4 years past when they should have fought. By the time Terence Crawford and Canelo fight, Bud will be 36, Canelo will be 34 years old. Now, I'm not saying those guys are done. By no means. They're still the two best boxers in the world. But imagine if we got those guys in their late 20s, right? Or 3 to 4 years ago. It is still going to be a monster. I don't imagine it's going to be anything less than super successful. But should it have happened a couple years ago?
Cormier mused, hinting at an even higher ceiling for spectacle. But here's the saving grace. Their resumes haven't dipped. Crawford's flawless 41-0 record, 31 KOs, and titles across 4 weight classes, plus Canelo's dominance at 168 pounds and beyond, prove they're far from over the hill. Cormier zeroes in on the stakes. Crawford's audacious leap from 154 pounds to Canelo's kingdom at 168 pounds. While Canelo's recent fights hovered near 175 pounds, like the Bivol bouts. Cormier argues the Mexican's comfort at super middleweight might offset Bud's size disadvantage. His verdict? They're not done. They're phenomenal fighters in their prime. It's not just a super fight. It's a clash of 2 eras colliding just before the clock runs out.
We are going to be saved in this regard. They're just as good as they've always been. Crawford is 41-0, 31 KOs. Going up to 154, going to fight Canelo at 154. He's won world titles at lightweight, super lightweight, welterweight, and super welterweight. So he's been a champion everywhere. But Bud's going to make Canelo fight at 54. I don't know that Canelo's been fighting at 54 for a while. Remember all those Bivol fights were up at like 175 for Canelo Alvarez. They're 2 of the best boxers in the world. They're not... Oh, sorry. They're going to fight at 168. Yes. Canelo's been fighting up at like 175. Crawford going up from 154 to fight him at 168. They're not over the hill at all. These are phenomenal fighters. They're both still in their prime.
Jim Lampley kicks off the discussion by asking Joe Rogan if Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. Rogan acknowledges Crawford's potential, but tempers expectations. Yeah, I think he can win, but he's going to have to box a brilliant fight.
Do you think Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez?
Yeah, I think he can win.
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he can win.
So
but he's going to have to box a brilliant fight.
Lampley then shares a fascinating analogy from boxing legend Larry Merchant, who compares Crawford's challenge to Sugar Ray Leonard's iconic win over Marvin Hagler. Merchant's point? Crawford must emulate Leonard's strategy. Get in, get out, figure the angles, to frustrate Canelo and avoid damage. This historical parallel underscores Crawford's need for tactical perfection, blending precision with evasion to offset Canelo's physical advantages.
Okay, what kind of a fight? I'm going to get to that. I asked the great Larry Merchant, 94 years old, living on Ocean Boulevard in Santa Monica, looking out at the ocean, reflecting on all the amazing things he did. And I asked Larry, I said, do you think Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry said, Jim, did Ray Leonard get an official decision victory over Marvelous Marvin Hagler? And I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could beat Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And I said, why do you say that? He said, same equation. Get in, get out. Get in, get out. Yeah. Over and over and over. He's got to figure the angles and the approaches that will allow him to step in, land to the body, or occasionally upstairs, and then get out.
Yeah.
Before he's facing any damage.
Right.
That's what Ray did so effectively against Hagler. And it frustrated Hagler. And the more you frustrate the opponent, the better off you are.
Yeah.
Rogan shifts focus to Canelo's unparalleled skills, highlighting his Rocky Marciano-esque habit of brutalizing opponents, arms to weaken their defense. He also praises Canelo's legendary punch resistance, noting his near-spotless knockdown record, disputing the lone official knockdown as inconclusive. Rogan argues that Canelo's durability isn't just about a chin. It's a holistic defensive mastery. This segment frames Canelo as a relentless force who breaks down foes systematically, setting up a stark contrast to Crawford's finesse-based approach. Together, these insights paint the fight as a clash of styles. Crawford's surgical brilliance versus Canelo's calculated brutality.
Canelo has such unique skills, and one of the weird things that he does that very few people since Rocky Marciano does is he punches your arms.
Yes.
He brutalizes your arms.
He's another brilliant guy. He has the greatest punch resistance in the sport. You know, we talked about it earlier. One knockout in the whole carear.
Knockdown.
And it wasn't a knockdown. And it wasn't really a knockdown in my personal view. So, because he didn't touch the canvas. He's never been on the canvas. And we call it chin. And I think that we kind of missed the point by calling it chin.
Gervonta Tank Davis offered a blunt, no-nonsense take on the potential Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez showdown, cutting through the hype with a mix of realism and respect. While acknowledging Crawford's elite skills, Davis made it clear that financial motivation, not just legacy, is driving the fight. Crawford need money. He questioned the practicality of Crawford jumping 3 or 4 weight classes to face Canelo, subtly implying the size difference could be insurmountable despite Crawford's brilliance. How can you convince fans he can beat Canelo? Davis mused, refusing to sugarcoat the challenge. Yet, in the same breath, he tipped his cap to Crawford's IQ, noting that smaller fighters are always better, they smarter, a nod to Bud's technical mastery. However, Davis left the conversation with an ominous pause, hinting at the dangers Crawford could face. I don't be wanting to see these guys get hurt. His take? A mix of admiration for Crawford's ambition and skepticism about the odds, rooted in the cold, hard truths of boxing's weight class hierarchy.
Is that where we stand right now with Canelo Crawford? Yeah. Is that where we stand with Canelo Crawford? Because you're saying just because both are great, everybody wants to face each other. So is that where we're at right now with Canelo Crawford?
No. Crawford needs the money.
Crawford needs the money?
You think he had a chance to win?
But what makes you say that? You know, I mean,
he needs the money. Does he have a chance to win though?
So you know, he's going up 3 or 4 weight classes. You think the chances of him?
That's why you say why you don't like me. It's real shit.
Going up those weight classes to face him. You know, how can you convince fans that he can beat Canelo?
I ain't trying to convince y'all that he can beat Canelo. He's a good fighter. But, bro, I would say smaller fighters are always better than bigger fighters because they're smaller, they know how to move and things like that. But this guy is great at what he do. He got. And another thing, bro, I don't be wanting to. How these guys is.
This potential super fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez has sparked fierce debate across the boxing world. Legends, analysts, and fellow fighters can't seem to agree. Will Crawford's speed, IQ, and adaptability overcome Canelo's power, size, and experience? Or will the Mexican superstar's physical advantages prove too much, even for a technician as brilliant as Bud? One thing's for sure, if this fight gets made, it'll be a true clash of eras, styles, and legacies. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the outcome could redefine both men's places in history. Whether you side with Crawford's precision or Canelo's brute force, this matchup promises fireworks. Will we witness an all-time great upset or another dominant chapter in Canelo's reign? Only time and the ring will tell. But one thing's certain, boxing fans deserve this super fight. While both warriors are still at their peak, let's hope the promoters make it happen before it's too late. The countdown begins.